Welcome home. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Epoxy, and I've got quite exciting news for you all today revolving around Bethesda, and not just Bethesda, but Bethesda Game Studios specifically. That exciting news is that Bethesda Game Studios has now expanded yet again with their new office in Austin, Texas. So this news comes directly from Bethesda.net. Bethesda Game Studios, a ZeniMax media company, today announced that it has expanded development capacity for future titles by welcoming Battlecry Studios in Austin, Texas as part of Bethesda Game Studios. So now we finally know what's happening with Battlecry Studios, and thankfully Bethesda and ZeniMax didn't pull an EA by killing them off after Battlecry the game was suspended, but we haven't seen anything on it for years, so it's essentially scrapped. And you may or may not remember what happened with Battlecry, but for a quick look back to give us an idea of their past project, the Battlecry gameplay demo was shown off at E3 2014. It wasn't necessarily that the game looked bad either. It was more just that the game was overshadowed by other titles, as the market for the Team Fortress Overwatch style game was overly saturated, to say the least, with games like Overwatch, Paladins, and probably a few others that I forget about because the main one was Overwatch, which stomped on everything. But in the end, Battlecry was swept under the rug, never to be heard from again. And now their studio is a part of Bethesda Game Studios, the developers for Fallout and Elder Scrolls, as well as the addition of two new IPs, one of which is believed to be Starfield. Along with the announcement of Bethesda Game Studios Austin, Todd Howard had this to say: "As the vision, scale, and ambitions for our games continue to grow, so does Bethesda Game Studios. We've had the pleasure to know the talented developers at Battlecry and knew we could do great things together." Bethesda Game Studios Austin is staffed by a core team of seasoned industry veterans with experience developing AAA games. The studio will be managed by industry veteran Doug Mellencamp as studio director. Mellencamp is best known for being the technical director for Doom 2016 and Star Wars: The Old Republic in 2011. Along with a few other game credits as well. "We're excited to join Bethesda Game Studios and look forward to working together on some of the industry's most exciting games," said Mellencamp. "Austin's incredible game development scene and talent will allow us to push our games further than fans have imagined." And in addition to this, Bethesda Game Studios is also currently hiring for its Maryland, Montreal, and Austin locations, so they are expanding big time. For more information about available jobs, visit jobs.zenimax.com. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out if you want. But the real reason I wanted to talk about this news is because I really wanted to speculate with all of you about what they could be working on. People have suggested remasters of games like Fallout 3 for its 10th anniversary, but I find that highly unlikely from this team of developers because of what they had to say about this merge and what they've worked on in the past. Two quotes to mention here, the first of which is working together on some of the industry's most exciting new games, and Austin's incredible game development scene and talent will allow us to push our games further than fans have imagined. So it doesn't sound like they're working on remasters. It seems to me that they're going to be working together with Bethesda Game Studios on big projects, and they could even be working on some of their own projects with Bethesda Game Studios' two largest IPs, a Fallout standalone or an Elder Scrolls standalone, and maybe a Fallout Online. I really don't think that this team was brought on to just do remasters. Now, what interests me the most is this development team has primarily developers experienced with multiplayer games. Mellencamp, in particular, the studio director of Bethesda Game Studios Austin, has mainly worked on multiplayer-focused games. He was the technical director for Battlecry before the merge, which was a multiplayer-focused game. It only had multiplayer. He was technical director for Doom 2016, which was split with multiplayer and campaign. He was the technical director for Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is literally an MMORPG. He was the live lead server programmer for Star Wars Galaxy's DLCs, which is also an MMORPG. All you have to do is look at this man's LinkedIn to understand his heavy focus on multiplayer games, so I don't see why all of a sudden he would jump on board with single-player only titles. And you might think, it's Bethesda Game Studios, who wouldn't want to work for them? But you have to remember that this is not just some random nobody. He's worked with other massive studios. He's worked on Star Wars games, for fuck's sakes. So really, what I'm thinking is that they're either working on some sort of MMORPG for Bethesda Game Studios, or Bethesda Game Studios is going to start including multiplayer in their future titles, and the Austin team will lead the multiplayer side of development. It could be an MMORPG style with Fallout or Starfield, because Elder Scrolls Online has already been done by ZeniMax Online, or it could be a basic co-op option for the Fallout and Elder Scrolls franchises. Or I could be completely wrong and they're doing a Fallout 3 remaster for the 10th anniversary, just simply assisting the Maryland team or working on Creation Club content. But I doubt it. I'm just really damned excited about this news, probably more than I should be. Let me know your thoughts and speculation down in the comment section below. I'd love to see what you have to say on this topic. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fights. If you haven't already, it would be super greatly appreciated as always. And until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.